Oops. Okay. You know how I like to separate things. We have this hand over here, and okay, we've worked on this guy for a while. Now we're going to concentrate on what's going on with our fretting hand. Here's what I would do. This is how I would do it. I would make my C chord and give it a strum. And notice I'm not strumming the low E string or the high E string, because if you remember, with our picking hand, we don't bother with that low E string or that high E string. We're talking with all these cats right here in the middle, A to the B string, A, D, G, B, okay? So here we are. I'm making sure that I hear every tone. Here's a C chord. Third finger, third fret of the A string. Second finger, second fret of the D string. Open G. Open G. This is the G string right here, okay? Third finger, third string. So 1, 2, 3. All right. And first finger, first fret of the B string, or the second fret. The first finger, first fret of the second string. There it is, okay? That's a C chord. Open E, but we aren't using this. We aren't using these guys. We aren't using the two outside strings. We have first finger, first fret of the B string. Well, actually, there, that's how it sounds. So you know you're in the right spot. Then you have the open G string. Then you have middle finger on the D string, second fret, middle finger, D string, second fret, sounds like this. Okay. Then you have your third finger on the third fret of that A string, okay? So going this way, you have C, open G, E, C. And when you strum the middle four strings, that's what you have. Now make sure, a lot of people have problems, you'll hear that G string get fat fingered, well, that sounds good. And sometimes, make sure that D string comes out. Take some time. Here's step 1. Make sure that sounds good. That sounds good. That sounds good. Make sure they're all open and clear. If you hear, well, no. Oh, hey, there's dust in the wind. Wah. No. All right, you got to make sure that chord's nice and clean now. And that's what we're starting on today, okay? And yeah, I know my thumb goes over, and really, it should be supportive, and technically speaking, it should be, in the middle of that. See the neck back here in the middle. I shouldn't be hanging it over like this, okay? Really, for proper technique, you want to get these guys on the tips of their fingers. And yes, you can over-exaggerate it if you're a beginner. Over-exaggerate and go, I'm on the tips of my fingers. First learning that C chord, let's all try to stay on the tips of our fingers, because I think there's a whole lot of value to that, okay? There's a ton of value to getting those fingers on the tips, okay? And even if we over-exaggerate it to start, that's okay, all right? But what we definitely want is each finger on its own, subway tube or whatever it is here, on its own string. And we want it nice and clean. Go for cleanliness first. Get the proper technique. Take the time to get the technique down. If you're first learning it right now, take the time to make sure everything sounds nice and clean. Develop good habits. We want good habits here, okay? If it's worth doing, it's worth doing right. Oh, jeez. Oh, man, okay. So there you go. Now you see my pinky going, there's a balance. We're going to try to relax, okay? But yet keep things on the tips of the fingers to the best of our ability, okay? Let's just take the time now to pay attention. This isn't the time to, now is the time to stop the video. Now is not the time to watch your favorite television show or whatever, or your favorite videos. Now is the time to pay attention to your technique. In the Joy of Jamming, what I do is I do make it and shake it to try to develop good habits. You make the chord and you pay attention and you strum through it and you listen. Is this tone coming out? I'm going to grab my pick here. Is this tone coming out? Yes, it is. Is this tone coming out? Yes, it is. Is the G open? Yes, it is. Is the C? Oh, listen to that. Oh, listen how nice and clean that is. Okay, start there. Take some time. Develop good habits. And even if you're an intermediate guitar player, maybe even if you're an advanced guitar player, hey, well, you're probably not watching this if you're an advanced guitar player. Well, maybe you are. I don't know, man. There are a lot of hip advanced guitar players who'd be like, Chris is way out. Actually, I could think of 3 really advanced guitar players who, it doesn't matter. Okay. I know you guys are here, and it's really good, and I look forward to your texts when they come in. All right. Yeah. All right. Back to this C chord. All right. There's C. I should just end this video because I'm. Let's see. Just get that C chord nice and solid. Now I know my pinky's going mad there. I guess it just does, so maybe don't be too hard on yourself because I can't. Yeah, my pinky after all these years, at least here, it's not as relaxed maybe as I'd like it to be. Oh, this is what I wanted to tell you. I'm going to stuff it here. All right. In the picking hand, asked you to do it with these 3 fingers, okay? I did. And at some point as a teacher, or, you have to choose path. You have to choose a learning path. Now, I will admit, I went to the official Kansas video for Dust in the Wind just to make sure, how are those cats playing it, man, And I noticed that, proper posture, oh boy. And I noticed Kerry Livgren, and I hope that's how I pronounce his last name, or even his first name. He was using these 3 fingers, okay? To the best of my knowledge and to the best of what I saw and my interpretation, I hope it's spot on. Okay, so I will let you know right now that maybe at a gig, if I were to play this, I've developed a technique. Oh, this is cool because it's like 9 minutes into the video, and this is kind of like one of those secret things. Maybe I could just separate it. It's not really secret. I didn't come up with this. So many people do this, but a lot of times I'll play with a plectrum, a guitar pick. Okay, now, where's my favorite guitar pick? Check these out. Look at this. Look at this here. All right. Look at that. Who is that guy in the middle there? That's me. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Look what you can do. And on the other side of this pick, it says, let's jam. And I don't know if that website, let me see. Yeah, you want to go to www.joyofjamming.com. Oh, this says something else, but that's all right. I have the pink ones. Now I need fluorescent green. All right. Here we go. When I play a lot of times, and here you go. Here's just a technique. I didn't come up with it. I think I see, maybe Mark Knopfler doing it. Everybody does it. I didn't come up with this. But if I were to play Dust in the Wind and I weren't thinking, which it's probably, I might play the finger picking stuff with the thumb, middle, and the ring finger, right? Here it is. See, I'm not using my first finger. Let's see. Here, no first finger, but I'm gonna play it. Wait, I don't have to do this. You guys are hip. See, I'm not using this guy. And the reason why I've developed that is because, well, you know, the countless hours of classical that I tried learning, but a lot of times, you know, I pick a whole lot. And so I'll use these picks, and then I have these 3 fingers where I can pluck individual strings. Now, I will be honest with you, I'm trying to develop more technique where I can use my pinky more because it's there, okay? But, so instead of just my thumb, I'm using this pick as, check that out. I know I'm anchoring my pinky. It's you see what I'm saying? All right. So, you know, my first finger's out. I know this is out of tune. I apologize. But it's just a technique that I've developed, and maybe if somebody has more questions about it, you can ask me and I'll go through it. Okay. Yeah, okay, so you know the C chord. The C chord should be clean. We're going to move on.